Hello and welcome back to another weekly episodic episode here on Cook. Don't be lazy. So even though we're warming up here in sunny South Florida, I understand that the rest of the world is freezing. And that's why we're going to make a homemade tomato soup. None of that canned stuff. By the way, is it tomato or tomato? Either which way, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Turn on your oven, set it to 400 degrees. Get yourself a baking sheet, line it with aluminum foil. Get about 7 or so Roma tomatoes. Make sure you rinse them off. What we're going to do, we're just going to quarter them. We also need some garlic, about 6 pieces of garlic cloves, some extra virgin olive oil, I don't know, about a tablespoon, tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. I eyeballed it. Pepper. Eyeball it. Salt. I'm going to give it a little toss. I'm going to put it on our baking sheet. We're going to stick this in the oven. For how long? 45 minutes. That's going to be enough time to char up that skin, get the juices flowing, get that flavor out of that garlic. I can hear it sizzling already and it's only been 2 minutes. By the way, it's tomato, not tomato. So we're closing in on our 45-minute cook time. So I decided to do some prep work. Take half a red pepper, slice it. Take a full onion, slice it. Preheat a pot on medium high. I've got my stove set to about 6.5. We're going to use some extra virgin olive oil. Coat the bottom. Put your bell pepper, onions in it. We're going to stir this off and on for about the next 8 minutes. So we're about the 45-minute mark regarding our cook time for our tomatoes and garlic. I'm going to put this off to the side. We're going to use those in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to continue to cook this down. For a few more minutes. Alright, once things are somewhat caramelized, take your charred tomatoes, garlic, throw it in your pot. Take some vegetable broth. I'm going to add about half of this container, which is 32 ounces. Give it another stir. Italian seasoning. I'm going to eyeball it. maybe a tablespoon or so. A handful of basil. Granulated sugar. Red pepper flakes. I'm going to bring this down to low. I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes. So I'm purposely making this as a vegetarian dish. If you want to skip the vegetarian and add a little bit more extra flavor, instead of the vegetable broth, throw in chicken broth. Now I got to figure out how to get this into my blender so I can blend it. Yeah, good luck, right? It's nice and hot. I'll figure it out. So I managed to get it in using a big spoon. Gonna set my blender on low. We're gonna puree it. Short bursts. Pour it back into your pot. We're going to add about half a can of coconut milk. Remember, we're keeping this as a vegetarian. If you're not doing the vegetarian route and you used chicken broth, you can go ahead and do add half and half. Half a cup of, or about a cup, 3/4 cup of half and half. I'm going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes. At that point, I'm going to give it a small taste test, add some more salt and pepper if needed, and then it's time to plate up. Homemade tomato soup, way better than that canned stuff, I guarantee it. Until next time, cook! Don't be lazy!